Everybody, good morning. How are you? Welcome in. It is Monday, July 7th, 2025. Wow. This year has gone by so fast. It felt so slow for the first couple of months, and then it went by real fast, started going by really, really fast. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Good to see you both. Good morning, Crispy. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Do you prefer to be called Crispy or Spidey? I don't know. Good morning, Spidey. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. I've heard both. I've heard both. I've heard both. All right. So we are back for our daily inspiration for writers. We did pretty good last week. We got, what was that, 23 out of 24 things done? Actually, we got 24 out of 24 done because we did do a good play test. And y'all, I'm getting some help with my Sims world that I'm building. It really is very nice. It really is very nice. A lot of the things are going to make sense in the play file that I'm building, or the play test that I'm building, as you go through the novels that I'm writing. But a lot of fun. That's just a very creative way for me to decompress, but still be thinking about my characters, but not in the sense of writing dialogue for them. So that's pretty fun. But thank you all so much to everybody who showed up for my affiliate anniversary celebration on Saturday. That was awesome. I felt really good. I can't lie to y'all. Last week when my book went live, and I saw it listed on like Amazon and in a couple of other locations, I had a ugly cry. I had to turn the camera off. I had the ugly cry, y'all. I had the ugly cry because I was like, gosh, I've been at this for, oh my goodness. I think I've wanted to be a writer or a published author since I was maybe about 5 or 6 years old. So we're talking about at least 50 years. So it was like an amazing accomplishment to finally do. I used to always sign my name. I had a way I used to sign my name. You know, I was like, that's how I'm gonna sign my name when I become an artist and famous. Famous. I love that. I love that MKV hug. I love that. I love that auntie hug. Love that. MVK, right? That's MVK. Yep. Love that. So I want my autograph. You are going to get an autographed copy. You will definitely get an autographed copy. I have a beautiful book box that I've designed for the limited signed first editions. So I have that and some other things that I'm putting together. Everything is coming together pretty good. I just want to make sure that I coordinate my marketing materials so everything kind of looks similar and feels so you kind of know the brand when you see it. So there's a little bit of work going on with that, but we're getting there. And you can put it next to you. Yeah, you're gonna be surprised at some of the names of some of the characters in the book. These character names were really based on a whole entire fictional world that I had built in my head. I'm really good at building worlds in my head and people, and whatever. So putting it on paper was wild because I was like, yeah, this is my imagination gone wild. My imagination gone wild. Um, but but a lot of fun doing that with the characters. But some of the names are funny because I was like, wait, these are funny names. Um, but uh, but on all seriousness, we are putting together. I already have pre-purchased as the author. I've already pre-purchased the hardcover editions as well as softcover editions, and some of those are going to go out signed. So anybody who receives any one of those copies of the books will be getting limited first time, the limited edition. They'll be getting the limited edition. The book, the thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate the digital version that you're going to read. Um, wait. You know how you're like, why is my music sounding weird? It's because I have my headphones on backwards. Um, but what I was gonna say, was that I need to get some information from you all to send you the hard copies, signed editions, um, and I'll send out some information to get from you all for that. Um, but I'm gonna have those copies before it even releases. So it's going to be a pre-release, but also limited first edition because this is the first run off of the press for the books and the hardcover edition and the paperback edition. So it's going to be the first edition, first run. So those are the copies that you'll get. Now, that's that being said, I'll send it right now. I got you. I got you. I hope y'all really love the book. I really do. I have such a wonderful support system with you all. And there's always this fear as an artist that I'm going to release something into the world and people are going to be like, what the hell? So, uh, French wise, they would say storm, like Storm LaChance. But we always take names in our community and we name them like we want. So I call her Stormy. So she's Stormy LaChance, like Stormy, like Stormy. Yeah. Thank you, Crispy. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I just didn't want to be like so many of my writer friends who have works that they've been working on for like ever, and they never. I said it in the French fancy way. The story. He said it like Stormy. That's right, Stormy LaChance. Hey, that's right. She's storming. Yes, I like it. I like it. Any way that you say it is perfectly fine with me. Look, y'all gonna help me to name her because she needs to have sassy. Like Stormy sounds real sassy. You know what I'm saying? Like sassy. And she is a little sassy. She a little firecracker. She's a little firecracker. But what I really liked was being able to develop the character where certainly she's a firecracker on the outside. Like people see all this strength or whatever it is that she's doing, but um picking apart sounds like a female. Oh my god. Look, I'm gonna let that one through because that's funny. Okay, so the part, yeah, that got that blocked was the sounds like a female. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all come tell me something sounds like a female and it's in the wrong context, I'm gonna go off on you. Let you know. But in this regard, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Yeah. Oh, I was just trying to tell you why the terms, what terms were blocked. It was sounds like a female. That's what was blocked. But from my perspective, I'm kind of like, okay, it is what it is, right? Yeah. Um. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I had fun developing her, and I'm still exploring her character because what I really felt about this particular character. She starts out, of course, she's in her 50s, and so you know how most people think that when you're older, you got all your ish together. Well, in a real sense, from a career perspective, yeah, she's got all her ish together. But personally, it's like, what the hell, girl, you messy. And I liked that. I like being able to develop a character that's that way, that has the ability to be strong and to be successful and all those other things, but also got a little bit of messiness about him. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of one of those things where it's like, if you know, you know, right? Kind of stuff. Yeah. All right. So, uh, yeah, yeah. And I say, in the beginning, it's like, yes, I started. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I think that that's really one of the themes that I want to carry through with the books that I'm writing. That the characters can seem very well put together on the outside, but on the inside, when you really start to hear the internal dialogue and some of the decisions and choices that they make, you realize, you know what? Rather you're rather you're 25 or 55, right? You sometimes you're still facing the same stuff, the same kinds of stuff, the same kinds of um, same kinds of things. And I should have probably put a trigger warning on the book, because there might be a couple of um, incidents that happen in the book that are real and very realistic, but they might trigger some folks. But I felt like, half the time when I'm watching a movie, ain't nobody put no trigger warning on it. Or I read a book, there's no trigger warning. I get to read, I'm like, what the hell? And sometimes you walk away from a chapter, you walk away from an episode in a series, and you're watching on TV, and you're like, ain't nobody warned me. They put at the top, they put at the top some stuff, but it wasn't a true warning, right? So I tried not to get too. I tried to make. I had some people read do some beta reading for me, and they came away, and the things that I really was worried about that might have been whatever, they never mentioned it. They never mentioned it, right? So I was like, okay, so maybe it's okay, yeah, you know. But there's nothing like, there's no, yeah, I'll just put it that way. There's a couple of scenes in the book that even when I was writing them, I was like, this is really important to the story. It's really important for people to know. Um, but it is what it is. It's a grown folk book. I tell you, it's a grown folk book, not meant to. No disrespect. Anybody can read at any age. That's at least 18 plus, but it's grown folks. We talk about real stuff. All right. So, um, so that's where I am. So it's Monday morning. We got a good amount of stuff done last week. I was just going to go back to that. 24 things done. Let me kind of get myself set up, and while I'm getting set up, we can continue to chat. I'm having a lot of fun chatting with you all. And again, thank you so much. I just immediately, this whole community of folks that I've met through connections, like I Just Love Puzzles and other connections. I remember going and actually, I found Crispy Spidey one day. I think well, I know how I discovered I Just Love Puzzles. But Lord, y'all, I moved my headset and messed up my hair, but y'all don't pay no mind. I bet I met Crispy Spidey actually doing the thing that he loves to do the most, and that is raising funds, streaming for charity. And that was just amazing. That's how I got connected with the group Tuala, To Write Love Under Arms. Plus, now there's a few other um, charities that Crispy has been raising funds for that I've come to know about. Um, and so that ended up, that's how I met Crispy. And so when I hadn't been a Twitch user or viewer for very long. Before I started to discover there are so many different things that you can do, um, using gaming as a platform or using Twitch as a platform. And I thought it was really cool that, here's a person who's gaming and raising money, while they game. Or talking about, I remember Crispy putting on NPR, some NPR shows with some musical artists and different things. And I was like, oh, there's so many things that you can do to make for an entertaining opportunity to spear conversation, to drive conversation, to drive engagement. So I really like that. And so I met Crispy, and then my daughter introduced me to Gma because she was like, Mom, there's somebody on Go. She's on the front page. I think it was maybe the first time she was on the front page of Twitch. And she was like, she looks like you. And I was like, you mean that I could be my age and become a partner on Twitch? I was like, what the hell? Because again, I still felt like Twitch was kind of skewing towards younger people. And so that was like amazing to watch that. And then I started going to Gmail Stream, and I think, Yak, that's how I met you. You were a mod in Gmail Stream, and I thought it was funny. It was hilariously funny, or some sort of way we met. And then I was in your stream, and you introduced me to Miss Lisa. So I'm just talking about how all the connections kind of come together, right? And so Miss Lisa and I, and y'all, please keep my friend in your prayers and check in on her, those of you who know her. Miss Lisa and I really hit it off as gamers, because I remember one time I asked I was like, yeah, how do I find people my age playing video games? And Yak gave me a response. He said something, I don't know what it was. But I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. And then it just so happened I was in your stream, and Lisa was in the stream, and you started talking about the two of us and how we play games and stuff, right, together. And good morning, the lady writes, how are you? And so that's how I met Miss Lisa. And then Peachy came into my gaming stream one day, and we started talking, and it was around Phasmophobia. And Peachy doesn't even play Phasmophobia much anymore, but we had a connection through Phasmophobia. And then once we found out that connection with Phasmophobia, we used to play all the time, me, her, and Lisa, and a couple of other people. We got Phasmophobia going, and then from there I found out that Peachy also enjoys writing, and she and I have gone to some writers, a writers convention together, and we actually did a trip this last month. We were on a trip together. Peachy was one of the people that I met up with for the trip we went on. So it's just really amazing to me how I feel like my mom said, I used to ask my mom, you're a kid and you're like, Mom, I don't have any friends. How do I make friends? My mom was like, be friendly. This is so funny. I mean, it was the simplest thing in the world. My mom was like, you make friends by being friendly. And I was like, huh? And then it just made sense to me, and I figure, as you get older, it's like, oh yeah, you just be friendly to people. You be friendly, you be open, say, hey, these are the kinds of things I'm interested in, where are your interests and all of that. So that's really nice. And then when I started this channel here, for writing, it was wonderful. I met some folks. They were doing Authtober, and somebody came into my stream and they said, hey, we're doing this thing called Authtober. And that's how I met a lot of authors that were participating in this event. It wasn't a competition. It was like, we're trying to write X amount of words in a month. in the month of October, right? And then we did it again this spring for May the Words. And we were trying, our first goal was 1 million words in October, last October 24. And then we upped it to 1.5 million, or at least the sponsors, the hosts of the event, upped it to 1.5 million. We almost got there for May, but I was like, look at this way in which just being open and just sharing what your passions are, because writing for me is a passion. It's a passion, and I have passion projects. um, and it's so fun to have I've met so many people. Like I met the lady Wrights, who was part of conversation, and just rating out it. The most wonderful thing that could ever happen was when Twitch gave us the writing and reading category specifically, not just co-working. Yeah, they gave us co-working and studying, and that's great. But when they went and got very specific and gave us writing and reading, that was like a godsend, because although the category may appear small to Twitch, and in the big world of Twitch it might seem small, it's a very well connected community. And it is so much fun to be able to look up and say, writing and reading, I'm done with my stream, who can I raid out to? And you see somebody who's doing writing and reading, and you can raid right into them, right? And show them love and support, and help to boost their numbers, and help to boost, the eyes and visibility on them as an author and the work that they do. So I am forever grateful for Twitch finally deciding to do that. And I really am grateful for them setting up the co-working and studying, um, club, the Twitch Creator Club. I begged them. I haven't begged them. I talked to them about, hey, can we get a club that's specifically for authors? And they were like, well, we got to see how many people are interested, so forth and so on. So I don't know enough people in the upper Twitch world um, to go and say, can we get something, a creators club that's just for, co-working and coding is fine, but can we also get a club for writing and reading, or a club for, those people who do that passion as well? Because it is a very strong collective of people who are part of these categories. Y'all, I can't take it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, we need 10K followers. So how do we even know how many followers we have? I guess you have to look at the category itself, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at it real quick and see. So we are almost there. I mean, yeah, it sounds like it might not be too far off, might be far off, but we're already at 6.4K followers. So, I mean, as a category itself, there's an interest. Okay. The category is writing and reading. That is what the category is. And so what happens is, like, at the bottom of at my stream, where it has my name and it has the category writing and reading, when people click the category writing and reading, there's an opportunity at the top to follow it. And maybe that's what we need to do is, advertise to people, hey, writing and reading, there's a click the category and click follow. And that's how we can start to build it, you know? And that's good to know, the lady writes, because I would have never known, what is the trick, what is the magic number. So if the magic number is around 10K, then that's what I think we really, as the folks who are in this category quite a bit, we could really um okay, yep, I've been mentioning it since the start of this. They made it clear in the Creators Club what they wanted from us, and this was one part of it. Oh, at 10K, we can start getting partners offer. partner offers. Partner offers from for the category. Yeah, we need about 4K more because right now I can talk about like my publishing partner. If we could get partnerships through them, maybe we all kind of need to get together and strategize on this. Some of us who are interested in it, we could talk about, how we could strategize. Because I felt like my publishing partner for my book was fairly easy to work with. Um, and maybe they might also have an interest in helping to drive interest in driving people to the channel, to the channel or to the category on Twitch. So I think there's a way that we could all come together with what we do. And it's not just that one publisher. I know other publishers that are out there, other ways. Maybe we could get some of them to help us. Well, for me, okay, so I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding the differences. Okay, as a streamer, I understand there are certain requirements that I have to meet in order to become a Twitch partner. What I was trying to understand was for the Creators Club, are they saying we need 10K followers to be considered as part of the Creators Club? And are you also saying that, oh, this is hard because see the criteria to become a partner on Twitch is somewhat difficult. It is achievable that we need 10K to get writers and readers category partners. Ah, okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So even now, if we try to be a partner, well, we'll talk. We can talk about it offline. But okay, so to become a partner on Twitch, okay, y'all, I got a long way to go to become a partner on Twitch. that's like that's like one of those things I just say, okay, on top of everything else that I do, becoming a partner on Twitch would just be some gravy on top. Because the rest of, I don't mean that in a very I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying you have to have 75 concurrent viewers over 3 months. Uh I mean, come on. I don't know. I don't know. They lowering they're lowering all of the criteria for everything else. They need to figure out how to do this thing on the partnership part. That makes sense. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't mind putting in the time. I think you gotta stream 25 hours a month or whatever it is, or whatever the number is. I'll hit that easy. That's easy. I don't have a problem with the number of days, the consistency around the number of days per month. It's very rare. This summer is like an oddity for me. And I think only one other time on my channel over on Shantae Knows did I not meet two of the three criteria. It is that third criteria. 75 people, 75 average concurrent viewers. That's the damn part that's hard. The rest of it, I'm like, I don't mind putting in the time. I don't mind putting in the effort. I don't mind the streaming. I don't mind doing any of that. I don't mind any of that. I could do that. So 2 out of 3 every month, we good. We good. 2 out of 3 every month, we good. But that third one, yeah. Well, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think it matters. The lady writes, I agree. The niche is gonna make it harder. But I have to tell you, even out there primary gaming with games that people love, it's like you still I'm like, I got to have 75 concurrent viewers out of X amount of days a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my goodness. This right here. This right here. Y'all, y'all killing me. Y'all killing me. Don't mind putting in the time. God, don't mind putting in the time. But and don't mind putting in the effort, don't mind putting in the work, but it gets so discouraging. You know, you create your tweets, you create your whatever, your social posts or whatever. You might get two people click on it, and then you might get 10 people max in the stream, and you're kind of like, was I just a voice in the void? You know, it's like, how do you break through? How do you break through? But I say I'm doing it because it's something I enjoy, it's something I love, and I'm hoping that that translates into, you know, something that other people love and enjoy. But you know, we're there. We doing what we can. We doing what we can for the people. We doing what we can. We're doing what we can. But that's crazy. Yeah, I know, Kiwi. I remember Gmail talking about that. You know, the single digit viewers and stuff like that. I think that's great. The lady writes what you're saying, and what I'm hearing from you is in order to open the door for everyone. Maybe our first steps, or at least I know my first steps, will be advertising. Did you know there's a writing and reading category on Twitch? And follow, you know, follow this category and discover some great readers and great writers. You know what I'm saying? And drop the link in there to the category, not to my channel, but to the category, right? So that to me is how you do the first step. That's the first step. That part that you're talking about, opening the door for everybody, right? That's the first part. Um, and then after, now that we know the magic number, thank you for sharing the magic number. We know the magic number. We're trying to get to 10K followers. And then once we get the magic number, um, hey, but I didn't know, you know, there is an opportunity for, you know, when you get tired, I can pick up the mantle. When somebody else gets tired, they can pick up the torch. And you know, and we just keep going around and around and around in the robin. I mean, that's how we do it if we're working together. We can all be doing it together, but it's just like anything, right? Sometimes people will be like, "Oof, I'm tired. Can you take the wheel for a little while?" And then that person becomes the one to drive it. You know, I mean, that's really what it's about. You know, once you under, I'm one of those people. I'm like, if y'all tell me the rules of engagement, as long as you're not changing the rules of engagement every 5 minutes, but if you tell me the rules of engagement, we can get together as a group of people and we can say this is what we want to accomplish, and then we work together, and it doesn't become a tireless job, you know, a job where one person is tired carrying the mantle. We can all carry the mantle together. I mean, that's how, to me, that's how I feel like you build community. You say, okay, this is the common goal that we have, and who's got the ball today? You know what I'm saying? Who's got the ball today? Who can take the ball today? Who has some capacity to take the ball today? Because let's get real, as authors and writers, when we're in the middle of a project, sometimes we got to be 100% heads down in that project in order to move it forward. And we may not have the time to spend out there doing all of the social promotions, but somebody else could be in a stage where they're like, oh, I have some open time right now. Let me take the mantle. And they're the ones who are helping to promote. So the goal of promoting for the group isn't going to the wayside, and it's not one person's responsibility, but it becomes a situation where we're like, okay, this person's busy, but they've been doing a great job. Let's keep that momentum going, right? Keep that momentum going. And I think that that's the key. You know, that to me is what I find the most wonderful thing about teamwork. It's not on one person's shoulder. Everybody is taking some role of responsibility in it. And but this morning I learned something. This conversation was worth every minute to learn. Oh, okay. We want to get their attention, get 10K. All right, that's where we're going to start. We're going to get their attention with the 10K. You know, that's amazing. All right. So, all right. So that's good. That's good. It could very well be. It could very well be. Um, it could very well be. And I would not have any issue with that whatsoever. Let's see. What do we got going on? Oh my God. um, yeah. So my setup right now is a little wonky, and I'm getting ready to move and I'm getting ready to have surgery. So I just want to share that with you all. I'm getting ready to move in a couple of weeks and I'm going to have surgery. So I will be away from the stream for about 4 to 5 weeks. But that doesn't mean I've gone anywhere. It doesn't mean I'm not here. It doesn't mean I'm not committed. It just means I need to take some downtime for my family and for myself. So I will be back, and when I come back, especially around the end of August, September, you're going to see me back with that level of consistency that you've been seeing, right? You'll see that level of consistency. God willing, and the creek don't rise, for those who understand that statement. God willing, and the creek don't rise. When I come back in September, it's going to be strong. Um, but I just need to take a little bit of time here in July and August for me to get back and be stronger. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, so when I get back, definitely a lot of these things that we are talking about, a lot of these things that we're talking about, and I wasn't able to really fully commit to some of the things that I know, like the Lady Wrights had asked me about committing with YouTube. I wasn't really capable of being able to fully commit, and for that, I do apologize. I feel bad about it, but it is what it is. But I'm looking forward to being able to come back in September and actually being able to be committed to those things and actually be able to follow through. But I got to get moved. I got to get settled. I got to get set up. I got to get through the healing, and then I'll be back. Yeah, yeah. But it's just a lot. And then I felt like at some point I was like I took too much on my plate, because what I was really trying to do was finish getting this book through the publishing process, because it took a minute. I started with the publisher back in March, and the only reason it took a minute is because of me. It was me. I was 100% in my own way. And so I'm the first person who will tell you I was 100% in my own way. Okay. And I can talk about that, how you get 100% in your own way. And how you get 100% in your own way is you get in your own head and you keep questioning stuff that you don't need to question. Like, how many times you gonna rewrite this daggone, manuscript? How many times you gonna edit this one chapter? Stuff like that, right? So I had to get all that stuff, had to get past that stuff and say, like, look, kid, put it out there in the world, right? Put it out there, release it, let the little birdie fly. Well, that's very true. The lady writes, nothing will go forward if you're not okay. And I think that's the person who's always talking about self-care, that's number one. Got to make sure, you're in the right headspace, the right mindset, to get it going. All right. So I am going to do some writing today. I promise you, I'm going to do some writing today. We'll get some more music going. We'll get set up for the writing. But this conversation with you all, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you for, having this conversation with me. The words of encouragement are wonderful. Learning the things that I've learned, you know, yes, that part, the lady writes, I have learned, I have learned that, I have learned that if I ever need a thing, that there are people in the community that are happy to help. You know what? And I'm one of those people where that was one of the toughest barriers for me to overcome for myself, was being able to accept help without feeling like, oh, I'm not strong enough or I'm not whatever. And I've really grown in the last couple of years. Somebody says, hey, I can help you with something. I'm like, oh, what do you need for me to help? How can we help? And I've learned to do the same thing with others. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. And I think that that was the biggest thing, you know? Yeah. I'm not saying I'm 100% there, the lady writes, getting better every day. You know, if we can do 1% better every day, we good. We are so good. If I'm 1% better today than I was yesterday, I'm really good. I'm excited. That even comes to writing. I tell people if you write one sentence today, it's better than no sentences. No zero sum days is what we call it. No zero sum days, right? 2 words on the page. 2 words more today than I had yesterday. That means I did something. Oh, oh, Yak, thank you so much. Yak, you know I'm always there to help support us as a company. I had one person ask me when I was younger if I got joy helping others and giving to others. I said yes. So then asked me why I was robbing her of the joy of the same when I declined. Mm, that's deep. That's a deep thought right there. That's a deep thought right there. Mm-hmm. 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 Absolutely, Amelia. Welcome in. Thank you for the first time chat. Thank you for the first time chat. It is very perspective changing. And welcome in, Amelia. Everybody give Amelia a warm welcome. Welcome in. I remember going over to Amelia's channel one day and spending a little time there with her, with Amelia. Let me put it that way, with Amelia and her community and Amelia's community, Amelia's community. I don't know your pronouns, so we found one of the things I really love about being in the kind of job that I work in. We were like, the best thing to do is call somebody by their name. Stop trying to give them pronouns. Just call them by their name and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Then that way you're not offending anybody. You're calling them by the name they told you. I love that piece of advice. I was like, that works. That works. Don't call you late for dinner. Yes. 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 And Lady writes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. The other thing I will say is, Yak, I always say to people, don't try to repay anybody, just pay it forward. I love the concept of pay it forward, right? Someone has helped you. If you see them in need and you can help them, you can pay it forward by helping them. But if you don't and you see somebody else in need, extend that kindness and pay it forward. I think that that's the most wonderful thing in the world. That's what a philosophy I've kind of lived with for a long time. I've had a lot of people who've been great supporters of me, and I would thank them, of course, obviously, and be very grateful to them. And then if I could help them, I would, but also I would say, you know what, I remember when you helped me do XYZ, and you know what, I was able to help this person do the same XYZ or something different, ABC. And they were always very, very happy with that. They were always very happy with that because they were like, hey, you paid it forward. And I was like, yep, yep. So, alrighty. So we're at 6:58. So let's go ahead and get set up so we can get our 75 minutes of writing in. I loved this conversation this morning. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Let people know what they mean to you because you know what? Sometimes people don't know. They don't know the impact that they've had. And you all sharing with me what you felt as the good impact that I've had within the community has really uplifted my heart and uplifted my soul. Uh-huh. It's never where we think it should be when we are grateful for the help. Paying it forward, sharing the joy, sharing the gift we can makes a huge difference. It does. It does. It does. It does. Yes, yes, yes. Good luck at the Lady Writes with your recording. All right, y'all. So, yes, we are at that time. So, I'm going to go ahead and set our timer pomo. We're going to do the single pomo this morning. With that, I'll get some good music going for us. And I'm going to go ahead and get the timer running. Thank you all so much. Wonderful conversation this morning. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here and spending time with the conversation. And I wish you all best of luck in our 75 minutes of writing time, focus time, whatever it is you need to do time. Thank you so much. right, everybody, our 75 minutes of work time is up for today. Let me see. We're in our 5-minute break, so thank you everybody for being here this morning. We really did have some great conversation kicking off our stream this morning. It was really great chatting with everybody. Thank you to everybody who was here. So let me get ready to raid out. Let's see. We have the Lady Wrights who was here earlier. They're looking at Rifttopia. I think it's supposed to be a replacement for Stream Raiders. I think that's what it was. So we're gonna raid out to the Lady Wrights. I will not be sticking around too long because I do have to get ready for the workday today. But we'll go ahead and do that raid out. We can check that out, see what this game is all about. Thank you everybody for being here this morning. The conversation was great. It was wonderful. You all really helped me, uplifted me this morning, and I hope that there were some words of encouragement that I could have had for you as well to help uplift you. So thank you so much for being here this morning, and I appreciate that tremendously. Here is my raid message right here. Anybody should be able to use this, especially if you're a follower of the channel. And thank you so much for the follows. Follows are always anonymous. We only speak to you or call you out if you're actively engaged in the chat. So that way, if you want to spend the time here quietly lurking, you certainly can. It is encouraged and appreciated. So I think that's basically it for this morning. Happy Monday. I hope you're off to a great start for the week, and more than anything, I wish you best of luck in everything that you're working on. All right, so let me raid out. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.